In a universe where life does not end at death, we explore the infinite possibilities forged by our very minds. Welcome to Arthadian Anthologies. Greetings, fellow travelers and storytellers. My name is Matthew Arthur. I am the creative director of Arthadian Anthologies, a creative venture established to immerse you into a new expanding universe. Welcome back to the second entry of the podcast. If you are listening for the first time, feel free to check out the introduction entry where I introduce myself and what I am working on, for added background into why I'm making this podcast. As for this entry, I will be diving further into Reborn in Power, a tabletop RPG I've had in the works for over 5.5 years. I will be covering why I am making it, what I plan on using it for, and the timeline for when it will be completed. So without further ado, let's begin. It was August of 2014 that I played my first ever game of Dungeons & Dragons. Although D&D 5e had been out during this time, I began with 4th edition due to 5e being released just a month earlier. Before tabletops, I was an avid role player on Star Wars The Old Republic MMO, so I started to enjoy the role-playing aspect of D&D. However, the system felt very restricted to me, and if there's one thing I love in my RPGs, it's the customization factor. Then in December, my buddy came to me with news that he just got the Star Wars tabletop, Force and Destiny. Once we began our Star Wars campaign, that set me on the course that I am now on. Playing as a dark side Force user and being able to experience the storytelling made me realize that I could make something similar. For so many years, I had been writing and developing my own multiverse, and my whole drive was to immerse people into my stories. To get people to understand me, as I was always introverted, in my own imagination. Then once I found tabletop RPGs, I realized that I can make something for my stories. So I began making a simple system, which eventually grew to what it is today. Reborn in Power is now the initial project I am working towards releasing. A tabletop RPG much like that of the GURPS system. I've developed it to be highly customizable, as that is what I love. And I know there are many others like me out in the world. In Reborn in Power, you are a chosen, an individual who experiences strange phenomena from higher entities. You will be reborn into a specific race and subrace found in the alien axis of the Chosen Codex. And you could choose your origin path and vocation, but this does not lock you into anything. As you progress through the game, you will be able to obtain a wide range of skills, feats, and/or abilities that will set you apart from your allies. All while being guided by your lore master, who is the storyteller of your perilous journey. Primarily in the sci-fi genre, the game takes place inside the vast megaverse of the core, where life truly does not end at death. You will be able to travel the 5 main worlds found in the lore archive of the Chosen Codex, but as I continue with building this expanding universe, there will be so many stories made from just this one game. It doesn't end there though. My goal with this game is not just to immerse players into the universe I'm creating. I implore those of you who do end up playing this game to join me in furthering its development and expanding the overall universe with your own concepts for worlds, species, factions, and much, much more. It is a creative venture, so join me for the ride, and we can collaborate together. The current date I plan on having the Chosen Codex completed by is November 24th, 2020. If I can finish it sooner, I will, but that is my projected end date. After it is complete, I will be dedicating the remainder of my time to getting the Kickstarter up and running for either a late December or early January 2021 launch. However, I do not want to get ahead of myself. Until then, I will be keeping you updated through not just this podcast, but on my website and on Subscribestar. I thank you for listening to this entry into this new grand experiment I have in the works. If you'd like to support me, you can donate to my Subscribestar account, Reborn in Power, or check out my website at arthadiananthologies.com. I will be posting this podcast up on Subscribestar and the website, so keep a watchful eye. Until then, be safe, stay safe, and if death comes to you, may you be reborn in power.